The disappearance of Asha Degree. A Valentine's Day. Mystery on February 14, 2000, in the small, close-knit town of Shelby, North Carolina. A 9-year-old girl named Asha Degree vanished under circumstances so baffling that they've puzzled investigators, amateur sleuths, and true crime enthusiasts for over 2 decades. This is the story of a child who seemingly walked out of her home in the dead of night, into a storm, and disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a trail of clues that only deepen the mystery. Asha's life and the night. She vanished, Asha. Jaquilla Degree was a shy, bright 4th grader known for her love of basketball, her strong family ties, and her quiet demeanor. She lived with her parents, Harold and Aquila Degree, and her older brother O'Brien, in a modest home on Oakcrest Drive. The Degrees were a tight-knit, working-class family, deeply involved in their church and community. Asha was a good student, described as cautious and obedient, not the type to wander off or defy her parents. Her life revolved around school, church, and her youth basketball team, where she was a dedicated point guard. On February 13, 2000, the day before her disappearance, Asha's routine seemed normal. She attended a basketball game with her team, though she fouled out early, which left her disappointed. That evening, she and her family went to church, then returned home. Around 8 p.m., a relative's wedding anniversary party took place nearby, which Asha and her family attended briefly. Back home, Asha and O'Brien watched TV before heading to bed around 9 p.m., sharing a bedroom in their small house. A storm was brewing outside, with heavy rain and wind expected overnight. By 10 p.m., a power outage hit Shelby, plunging the Degree home into darkness. The family went to sleep, unaware that something unthinkable was about to happen. At around 2:30 a.m., on February 14th, O'Brien woke up to use the bathroom and noticed Asha getting out of bed. He didn't think much of it, assuming she was doing the same. But Asha wasn't heading to the bathroom. Instead, she quietly gathered a backpack she'd packed with clothes, her basketball uniform, and a few personal items, including a Tweety bird pencil case. Dressed in a white t-shirt, white pants, and sneakers, she slipped out of the house into the rainy, pitch-black night. The power was still out, and the storm was raging, with temperatures in the 40s and wind gusts making it feel even colder. Why would a cautious 9-year-old leave her home at such an hour in such conditions? Around 3:45 a.m., 2 truck drivers spotted a small figure walking along Highway 18, about a mile from Asha's home. One, Jeff Rupa, later told police he saw a young girl in light-colored clothing walking southbound, alone, in the pouring rain. Concerned, he slowed down but didn't stop, assuming she might be heading to a nearby house. Another driver, Roy Blanton, saw her around 4:15 a.m. and was so alarmed that he called his wife to report it. Both described the figure as a child, matching Asha's description. Blanton's son, who was with him, later said a passing motorist may have approached Asha, causing her to dart off the highway into the woods. Neither driver stopped, a decision that would haunt them later. When Harold Degree checked on his children at 6:30 a.m., expecting to wake them for school, he found Asha's bed empty. Panicked, he and Aquila searched the house, then called family and neighbors. By 6:40 a.m., they contacted the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. The search began immediately, with deputies, volunteers, and bloodhounds scouring the area despite the rain, which hampered tracking efforts. The community rallied, combing fields, woods, and the highway, but Asha was gone, and no immediate clues pointed to her fate. The investigation and early clues. The Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, led by Sheriff Dan Crawford, initially treated Asha's case as a runaway, though her family insisted she had no reason to leave. She wasn't rebellious, had no history of running away, and was closely monitored by her parents, who didn't allow her to wander far. Detectives interviewed family, friends, and neighbors, finding no signs of discord or abuse at home. Asha's parents were devastated, their alibi solid. They'd been asleep during the critical hours, and O'Brien confirmed Asha's movements that night. The truck driver's sightings were the first major lead. Highway 18 was a rural stretch, lined with fields, woods, and a few businesses, including Turner's Upholstery, a small shop about 1.5 miles from Asha's home. Investigators focused on the area where Asha was last seen, near the intersection of Highway 18 and 180. A chilling discovery came days later. At Turner's Upholstery, in a shed on the property, searchers found a pencil with a Tweety bird design, a green marker, and a hair bow, items Asha's parents confirmed belonged to her. The shed was dark, cramped, and filled with old furniture. Why would Asha, afraid of the dark, seek shelter there? No fingerprints or DNA were recovered due to the rain, but the find suggested Asha had been in the area before vanishing. Investigators theorized she might have been lured from her home. Asha's parents noted she was reading a book, The Whipping Boy, at school, about two boys who run away, which some speculated might have inspired her. Others pointed to her disappointment at the basketball game or the romantic atmosphere of Valentine's Day, wondering if a child's whim led her to act impulsively. But these theories didn't explain why a shy, cautious girl would brave a storm in the middle of the night. A shocking discovery: the backpack. For over a year, the case stalled. Flyers with Asha's photo, smiling, with braided hair and a gap-toothed grin, blanketed Shelby and beyond. The FBI joined the investigation, and the case appeared on America's Most Wanted. Then, on August 3, 2001, a construction worker at a site 26 miles north of Shelby, near Morganton, North Carolina, found a black trash bag buried in a wooded area off Highway 18. Inside was another trash bag, and inside that, a small black backpack with Asha's name and address written on it. It contained her clothes, a pair of jeans, and a library book, McElligot's Pool by Dr. Seuss, which she'd checked out from her school. Forensic tests confirmed the bag was Asha's, but no DNA or fingerprints were found. The double bagging suggested someone had deliberately hidden it, raising suspicions of foul play. The backpack's discovery shifted the investigation from a runaway case to a possible abduction. The site was remote, near a construction area, and far from where Asha could have walked alone. Detectives wondered if someone had picked her up on Highway 18, driven her north, and disposed of the bag to cover their tracks. But who? And why? Suspects and theories. With no body or direct evidence, the investigation explored multiple angles. A lured abduction. Detectives suspected someone Asha knew or trusted had convinced her to leave home. She was shy and unlikely to go with a stranger, but a familiar face, perhaps a family friend, coach, or neighbor, could have persuaded her. Her parents noted she'd been excited about Valentine's Day, exchanging cards at school. Could someone have used a pretext, like a surprise or gift, to lure her out? No one in her immediate circle raised red flags, but investigators interviewed teachers, coaches, and church members, finding no solid suspects. The motorist on Highway 18. The truck driver's accounts suggested a car may have stopped near Asha, causing her to flee into the woods. Was this a random predator who saw an opportunity? North Carolina had seen cases of missing children in the 1990s, including abductions linked to transients or truckers passing through rural areas. The FBI profiled the case as a possible crime of opportunity, but had no specific suspect. A connection to the backpack site. The Morganton site where the backpack was found was near a prison and a rural community. Detectives canvassed the area, questioning residents and workers, but no one reported seeing Asha. The deliberate burial of the backpack suggested someone with knowledge of the area, possibly a local. One theory posited a construction worker or someone familiar with the site, but no evidence linked anyone directly. Family involvement? Though unlikely, investigators had to rule out Asha's family. Harold and Equila were cooperative, passing polygraphs and allowing searches of their home. O'Brien, only 10, was too young to be a suspect. The family's grief and tireless advocacy, organizing searches and media appearances, convinced authorities they were not involved. A runaway. Gone wrong. Some clung to the runaway theory, suggesting Asha left to escape pressure or seek adventure, only to meet with tragedy. Her packed backpack supported this, but her parents and teachers insisted she was happy and had no reason to flee. The harsh weather and her fear of the dark made this theory less plausible. New leads and modern developments. Over the years, the case has seen sporadic breakthroughs. In 2016, the FBI released new details, revealing that a witness reported seeing Asha possibly entering a dark green 1970s model car, like a Lincoln or Thunderbird, with rust spots near Highway 18 that night. The tip, initially overlooked, prompted a renewed search for the vehicle, but it led nowhere. In 2018, the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office named two persons of interest: a man and a woman from the Shelby area, both with criminal histories, who were seen near Highway 18 that night. Their identities were withheld, and no charges were filed due to lack of evidence. In 2020, marking 20 years since Asha's disappearance, the FBI and local police used advanced DNA testing on items from the backpack, hoping for a breakthrough, but results were inconclusive. The case was featured on podcasts like The Vanishing Point and Crime Junkie, sparking public interest. Social media, including a dedicated Facebook group run by Asha's family, keeps the case alive, with tips still trickling in. In 2023, a billboard campaign along Highway 18 renewed calls for information, offering a $45,000 reward. As of May 2025, Asha's case remains unsolved. The FBI considers it an active investigation, with a focus on abduction. Theories range from a targeted kidnapping by someone she knew to a random predator exploiting a vulnerable moment. The backpack's burial suggests someone went to great lengths to hide evidence, but no suspect has been named definitively. Asha's parents, now in their 50s, continue to hold an annual walk on February 14th, retracing her route, praying for answers. The community of Shelby remains haunted, with many avoiding Highway 18 at night, fearing the unknown. The lingering questions. Why did Asha leave her home at 2:30 a.m. in a storm? What was in the shed at Turner's Upholstery? And why did she go there? Who buried her backpack 26 miles away? And what happened in the hours between her last sighting and that act? Was the green car real or a red herring? The case is a labyrinth of clues that don't quite connect, making it one of the most perplexing missing persons cases in American history. Do you think Asha was lured out of her home, or did she run, away of her own free will? Could the green car, mentioned by a witness, be the key to solving this case? Be sure to share your ideas in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Asha's disappearance had a profound impact on society. It paved the way for new protocols to deal with missing children and encouraged communities to be more vigilant. People adopted new ways to protect their children, such as keeping a closer eye on their daily routines. Because this is a true story, and Asha's family is still searching for answers, this story is being told with the utmost respect and compassion. If you have any information related to this case, or if you see anything suspicious, please contact the FBI. Their number is 1-800-CALL-FBI. A little information from you could help bring justice to Asha's family.